ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live stream Saturday. And as is always the case when I start these live streams, I always feel like I've forgotten to do something before I hit that go live button, and I never really find out what it is that I've forgotten. We just busk our way through the live streams and see what happens. But anyway, hello to you guys in the live chat room. Thank you for joining me. And let me have a look in there to see who's joining us tonight. We have Laurie, Bella, Sylvia, Charlie, Bev, Julesy, Linda, Alison, Laura, Chandra of the North, Ginny, Vincent, Tammy, Fred, Billy's in there as well, PN112, and says haircut. Yes, I've had a haircut. And then the names keep on going through. So hello, everybody. Yes, let's get the hair news out of the way. Very early on, I can now see the fringe was down to about here, which meant I had to have a really dodgy centre parting most of the time. But now it has kind of gone into a centre parting-ish, but I could see anyway. So even if it wasn't a centre parting, it doesn't matter. So yes, hair has been cut and has been, I don't know, layered. Is that the right word? It's like taken volume out of the sides. I think that's what's happened. But anyway, so I can see, which is the most important thing. So yeah, double thumbs up. Right, let's get into tonight's live stream and get the names of my patrons up on screen because they make this all possible in the first place. And as always, a massive shout out to these lovely people at the bottom of the screen for making everything possible. The analysis videos, the cover videos that I've done in the past as well, and just everything you see on the channel, including these live streams. So yes, all good and pushing forward. We're still getting some subscribers joining in, which is great. I think last time we passed 310,000 subscribers, something like that. So yeah, things are starting to calm down a little bit, but still pushing along at what I would say is a little bit of a faster rate than normal, but it's great. We'll just keep on going and see where we end up, as I always say. But right, let's get the lights go up on screen because tonight we are going to be aiming for 325 likes. So as you come through the door, if you could leave a thumbs up, that would be much appreciated, because if we do get to that target, we'll have jam number 30, Phil Jam, as they're now referred to as. But yeah, number 30 we are at already. So hang on, 30 jams. That's what, 15 weeks worth of live streams. That's, yeah, two a week. But I think actually on one of those, or maybe a couple of those, we didn't reach the target, so we didn't have those jams. So anyway, yeah, a long time of jamming, and another one for tonight if we hit that target. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on the likeometer. Let me get that up on screen to see where that is at. And it's at 171, at least it is on my screen. So 173. Just as I say that, it jumps up. So we can see if we can get a spike of the likes. That would be great. Hit that thumbs up and we'll see how close we can get to that target by the end of the live stream. Now, I always say that you don't have to donate. As you guys know, just watching the channel is great, and maybe subscribing and hitting a thumbs up, leaving a comment, all of that stuff is cool as well. But for those of you that can't resist donating, we have the donations tab up on screen just to let you know that between 35 and 45% goes to YouTube through the Super Chat window, and between 3 and 5% goes to PayPal through the PayPal link. You can find that in the description below. But like I said, you don't have to donate. And I can see that Stardust Unicorn support band to Wings of Pegasus have already donated, or has already donated, $7.99. So thank you for that. And the message is, hi everyone, hope you're all doing well. Left a like. See you all next time. Take care. So thank you for that. Just a flying visit from Stardust Unicorn as, yes, Stardust Unicorn flies off into the night, if they are in the UK, because it is night time here. 11 minutes past 11 to be exact. And that's pretty much bang on, because it's now 7 seconds, 8 seconds, 9 seconds past. Right, getting into the PayPal window, because there have been some donations in there. As you guys know, I do address every single donation regardless of when it happens, and this one came through at 11:38 in the morning on Wednesday. So thank you for this, Chuck, and it was a £2 donation. And that's just reminded me about something that I posted over on Patreon about the owner of a shop over in the USA where they filmed The Goonies, which I am a big fan of that particular movie. And yeah, when they were filming there, this particular shop is like a jewelry store, made pieces for the actors to wear. So anyway, the owner of that store got in touch saying that he watched the videos, he watched my channel, really likes it, saw me in a The Goonies t-shirt, and yeah, has offered to send me, because they're doing, or for the 30th year anniversary, they made some special Goonies jewellery, and yeah, he offered to send me over some, which is great. So yeah, double thumbs up from me, but I'll of course let you guys know as and when that arrives, and then me maybe doing a little bit of modelling, if indeed it does arrive at some point. Hopefully it will. Postage can be a bit of a nightmare, but fingers crossed. But anyway, that just reminded me, because Chuck, that donation, so thank you for that, Chuck. Right, there has been another donation, and this has come through from Kerry, and it's a donation of £25. So thank you for that, Kerry, and that is a straight up donation. So I can see that there's now somebody flying through the super chat window, and that is Peter, who's donated $10. Thank you for that. And it says, celebrate the first super sticker from Peter King. So thank you for that, Peter, a first super sticker. Aha! So that, if anybody, that was unintentionally a lot like Alan Partridge. If you are here in the UK and you watch any comedy shows in the last kind of 30 years. Anyway, and the reason I said aha was because I now understand what the number 1 with the balloons around it means in the super chat window. It must mean that it's the first super chat donation that a person has done. So there we go. You learn a new thing every day, or at least I do. I learn multiple things every day from these live streams and just doing videos and realizing that I don't really know how it all works. I know how my software works, and that's something that happened last time. Just to put everyone's mind to rest about the last live stream, everybody couldn't comment at some point, and that was typically right after the riff of the week. So it meant that people couldn't get their guesses up on screen to see who was getting it right and who was getting it wrong. So yeah, it was just the case that YouTube was having a problem, obviously, where comments weren't working, but we were still live. The video was still working, so that's the first time that's ever happened. But yes, anyway, thank you, Peter, for that first super chat donation with the man flying through the air. So I say the man, I think it's a pair. The pear man. So yeah, thank you for that, Peter. And just over on PayPal, there's another donation. This has come through from Nicole for £12.29. So thank you for that, Nicole. And the message is, hi Phil, with the subtitles, I look at the old analysis videos. It's impressive, brilliant, good weekend, Phil, love and rock. So thank you for that. Now, as for subtitles on my videos, I know that there are some that get generated automatically, and I don't exactly know how it all works. I think to have it in different languages, maybe you need to upload something, or maybe there's a setting where you can allow other languages to then be subtitled automatically. I don't know how it works. I just upload my video and choose English as the language. So yeah, and that's, I think you can only choose one language at that time. So that's just what I click on, as is the default. So yeah, as for subtitles, yeah, I'm not really sure how to get my videos into lots of different languages, but I do get asked occasionally. And I do know that my videos are watched all over the place, including like Brazil and, you know, Spain and countries where they might actually need the subtitles, or they can roughly understand it, but not really. It would probably be better if they did have subtitles. But yeah, as for that, that's something that I can try and figure out in the future. Considering that I can't remember how many videos. It's between 1,500 and 2,000 now, so it'd be quite a few videos to go through and change the settings on. Maybe you can just do a bulk setting for all of them, but yeah, I'm not sure about that. But anyway, Nicole, it's good that the subtitles are working in your language, which will be French for those wondering. So thank you for that donation. And Paul has donated £5. Thank you for that, Paul. And the message is, we are growing faster than ever. Let's have fun tonight, despite those likes, all y'all. So, a great idea there from Paul. Thank you for that. And just while Paul has a donation, we're going to have a spike of the likes, hopefully, because of the plug of the mug. So, if you can hit that thumbs up, that would be great. And if you want to get your hands on any of the merchandise, click on the tray underneath this video. If you don't have a tray underneath this video, don't worry. There's a link in the description below, and that will take you through to the spring.com store, where you can get your t-shirts and your hoodies and the new mug that's come out with the Phil Toon version of me on it. All that cool stuff. So, yeah, just go searching for that below. But thank you for that, Paul. Right, just moving on, because there has been another donation, and this has come through from Connie B, and it's for £30. So thank you for that, Connie B. And the message is, hi Phil and Wingers, catch up crew for me. So sending in a hello to all, and a thanks to Phil for all the great music and content on YouTube. Best wishes, Connie B. So thank you for that. And here's a spoiler alert. We are going to be looking at a picture from Connie B later on in tonight's live stream in Picture Corner. And yeah, we'll be taking a look at that a little bit later on. Talking about later on in the live stream, we do have a vote currently going on between Gimme All Your Lovin' and Don't Slow Down. Those are the two cover videos up for vote tonight. So whichever one of those you want to see, have a click on that at the top of the live chat room. And at the moment, it's Gimme All Your Lovin' on my screen in the lead with 59% of the vote. So yeah, keep on clicking for whichever one. I think you only get one vote. So you just use your one vote for whichever one of those cover videos you want to see. It's going to be my version of it, obviously, because it's a cover. So quickly back into the PayPal window. Tammy's donated £10. Thank you for that, Tammy. And the message is, hi Phil, if one song were the background music of your life, which song would it be? So thank you for that, Tammy. And I'm sure there's been a question that was similar to this. Like, if there was a song that followed me around all the time wherever I was going, I was just walking around, which song would I have? And I can't remember which song I said. So yeah, maybe somebody in the live chat room can remind me of what I said for that previous answer, but I'll come up with a new one. Right, so if I was using I don't know whether I said this last time, whether I said the Rocky theme from the movie, because that'd be quite a cool song, even though it's more of an instrumental. It's not a song. It doesn't have like singing and well, Gonna Fly Now technically are the words and the name of the song, but yeah, I think just walking along to a theme that's kind of like a boxing thing could be quite good. But a song or the background music of your life, yeah, I'm not really sure. I'm just going to stick with any kind of theme. I just thought of something. Thinking about boxing and walking into the ring, Chris Eubank was a boxer, and he had Simply the Best by Tina Turner when he walked into the ring. So, I mean, that's quite a confident song to have for your ring walk, but I mean, I like that kind of confidence in a boxer because you can't afford to have a lack of confidence, especially doing boxing. So yeah, maybe I think Simply the Best would be a little bit overconfident to be walking around all the time, just claiming that yourself. And this is actually something that I remember from reports when Queen released We Are the Champions, because now that's used all the time for team sports. When they win, they play it in the stadium, all that kind of stuff. But when you think about them releasing that song, a lot of people thought it was quite, I don't know, like egotistical or something like that, because they released a song saying we are the champions, which you can understand that when you have it in relation to people winning things, then it's a great song to have. But just I don't know, proclaiming that you're the champions is something that shows confidence. But I wouldn't have something like that. It would just be the Rocky theme. That's what I would go for. Can't remember what I said last time. I'm having a little look into that live chat room, because Alison says Don't Stop Me Now. That'd be another good one, but I don't know, I think I'd have to be doing a brisk walk in order to have that as my background music for my life, because yeah, it would just be a brisk walk is the only thing that you can do to that kind of song, because it's too up tempo. I think pretty much with the Rocky theme, you can afford to walk confidently and you don't have to walk too fast. So anyway, yeah, good suggestion in there. Right, let's go back into that PayPal window because there have been a few more donations. Laura's donated £10. Thank you for that, Laura. And the message is, Phil, does the person who cuts your hair know about your channel, music analysis and live streams? So thank you for that. And yes, like she knows, but I don't think she watches it. It's just something that's come up in conversation. Of course, when you're having a haircut, you have to talk about lots of different things. So we don't have to, but you end up talking about lots of different things. So yeah, obviously when she first cut my hair, she asked me about, you know, what I did and was interested in all of that kind of stuff. But yeah, other than that, I just, you know, ask what she's been up to. And then, you know, she's got a daughter who's learning to drive and they're trying to buy a car and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's generally, we just chat about what she's up to, really. So yeah, not really about my channel too much. And the thing is, the live streams are too late anyway for most people in the UK, especially working people. So yeah, she knows of my channel, but I don't think that she watches the live streams. But anyway, thank you for that. And David has donated £5 as well. Thank you for that, David. And it is a straight up donation, so thank you for that. And Debbie has donated £10. Thank you for that, Debbie. And the message is, hi Phil, you did such a lovely job on the Sinead O'Connor tribute video this week. You are the best. Love you, Debbie. So thank you for that, Debbie. And yeah, I mean, this was one of those, you know, sad situations where, you know, I tend to get a lot of requests from people that, you know, want some kind of analysis video / tribute video for, you know, somebody who has passed recently. I do tend to try and leave a little bit of time rather than, you know, just jumping straight on it, because yeah, I like a little bit of time for it to, you know, be reported on and for things to, I don't know, settle a bit, and then, you know, look at the particular artist in the particular video. So yeah, I know that a lot of people do email me straight away, and, you know, literally, I mean, sometimes the first thing I hear about it is somebody emailing me or messaging me that, oh, this person has died, can you do an analysis video? And yeah, for those people that do expect me to suddenly do it, sometimes I'm already in the process of doing another video, and I just like to leave a little bit of time anyway, because I do know that some people just, you know, actually jump on things like that to try and get views, you know, on their channel. And yeah, this is one particular channel that really annoys me, that always pops up as soon as anybody of any note in the music world dies. They instantly do a video and always put on the thumbnail the image of the person who's died, and they Photoshop on a tear so it looks like they're crying, and then it says unbelievable last interview of this particular person. And of course, people click on it because they think that this was their last interview before they died, whereas it isn't. And it's always just the same channel doing the same thing, with as soon as the person dies, they upload a video, literally like a race, to get as many views as they can, you know, because obviously that's, you know, a story that's peaking in the news and probably on YouTube, with, you know, videos getting suggested, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I always leave a little bit of time because I'm not really into that kind of jumping straight on something, because I want to do a video that is just an analysis video like I normally do. And you know, I think it's nice just to leave a bit of time, but also just to approach it in every other way, so that I can at least do the video in exactly the same way that I do every other video, and at least get into a detail and hopefully put something of worth in there, so that people, you know, might not have known that Prince, you know, wrote the original, or if they did, I think it was, you know, an important thing to point out the difference between Sinead O'Connor's version and the original Prince version, and Prince released his own version I think a few years later, but it was written as a side project for the family. So yes, to clear up that. And somebody did comment saying Prince didn't release this as a single, he wrote it as a side project. And then I just replied saying I didn't say in the video that he released it as a single, I said that he wrote it. And pretty much if somebody writes a song, that is their song. So when you refer to the original song by Prince, he wrote it. So that's anyway, I tried to explain to the person that I wasn't implying that Prince released it himself. Anyway, he did release it after, but a few people have said about the Prince version being a lot different, and this is what I wanted to point out in the video, is that she made fundamental changes to the song by putting in keys, or changing the key first of all, but putting in chords that allowed her to change the vocal melody, to take it to places that it didn't originally exist in. So I think that's quite an important thing to understand. And I know that some people have said about Chris Cornell's cover of it, and how his version was again a standalone version of it, but importantly he took the chords and the melody from Sinead O'Connor's version, so he didn't do the original Prince composition as it was written. So this is the thing, that it really was a turning in the tide of that particular song, that everybody then knew Sinead's version of it, and the covers after that, such as Chris's cover, that is now still with those chord changes that weren't in the original. So anyway, I wanted to kind of point that out so that people maybe understood why it sounds so different when they listen to the two songs from Prince's version that he then would release afterwards, but still keeping the same instrumentation, the same chords, why it sounds different between those two. And it surprisingly afterwards, I did a search on the internet, and I did quite a lot of searching on the internet, and nothing mentions about the chord changes, the key change. Obviously, change of key it had to be, probably because to suit Sinead O'Connor's voice had to be changed from Prince's version, because I think it probably would have been a little bit too low, even though Prince did sing quite high sometimes. But anyway, nothing I could see, like even on Wikipedia and everything about that, explaining about the song, it didn't say anywhere about the fact it's in a different key, the fact that Sinead O'Connor's version had different chords in and a different vocal melody. All of these things that I think, and some people, I saw a long list of quotes from different magazines saying, she took Prince's song and made it unique, and her vocals gave it a totally different edge, but they don't explain about the musical side of it, how her vocals take it to a different place because the underlying chords have changed. So I'm surprised that that's not on any articles that I was reading about saying how great the Sinead O'Connor version is. Nobody's mentioning about, hang on, but she's actually changed the chords of the song, which is not really what you do with a cover. So for those people, and other people said that Prince apparently wasn't happy with her cover, and I don't have any information on that, whether he liked it, whether he didn't like it, whether she asked permission first, whether she didn't ask permission. But I mean, it still counts as his song, his original composition, but it had been changed. So I do understand when people say about Sinead O'Connor doing her own version of it. It really was. She's put new chords in there. But anyway, thank you for that, Debbie. And I'm just seeing another has come through, another donation, and it's Annalise who has donated £10. So thank you for that, Annalise. And that is a straight up donation without a message. So thank you for that. Right. I think that's everything done in the PayPal window, and have a look at that. 283 likes so far on that likeometer. So if you could hit a thumbs up, if you can leave a thumbs up, if you're coming through the door now, I mean, you're maybe half an hour late to the live stream, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. Tuning in at any point is fantastic. So thank you for joining me, and maybe hitting that thumbs up. If you could do that, it would be great. It helps the live streams to get out there a little bit more, but for the channel to grow on the whole. So yeah, thank you for that. And I can see that Chant of the North has donated $20 as well. So thank you for that. And the message is, do you have a Randy Meisner analysis in the works? O'Connor's death kind of overshadowed this. So thank you for that. And yeah, I also saw the news, the sad news about Randy's death. And yeah, I didn't see as much of it. You know, it just happens to be one of those things that, you know, things like this can happen at the same time. And I haven't received any requests as yet to do something on Randy, but you know, it can be something that I can do in the future. And considering that I don't think Randy's on the channel independently, but probably just referenced in previous videos that I've done. So yeah, I'll kind of see what I can do about that. The thing is with the analysis videos is generally, I mean, going well back in the day, probably what, 5 years ago, I used to finish work and then do the videos after work, and it meant that I had a very tight window. In order to do the videos, I had probably half an hour or an hour, and then I'd have to get back to eating food and getting things ready for my next day. If I was teaching guitar, obviously that I get back to writing out solos, tabbing them up, and then learning songs that I'd have to teach people. So yeah, it was pretty much full on. I mean, and now it's full on for a different reason, because now the analysis videos take between 6 and 12 hours to do, because obviously it's not just a half an hour thing now, because yeah, I piece together lots of different bits of technology, like the pitch monitoring software, the vocal isolation software, and you know, putting that all into video editing software so I can look at it in real time, putting the isolated vocal through the pitch monitoring software, screen capturing that. And this is all another, you know, these are all independent processes. So this is why it takes between 6 and 12 hours, is that, you know, I mean, it'd be great if you could just listen to a song and then what we're seeing is the person's voice plotted out on a pitch graph. But that technology doesn't exist yet. I'm combining lots of different pieces of software in order to put the videos together. So it does take a very long time. And for the people that do ask me, what software do you use to see that on screen? I almost feel sorry for them, because I do type out everything that I use, and it's such a long process that, yeah, it's something that they probably think, oh, okay, it's not as easy as maybe it's perceived to be. But this is the point in doing the videos, is that I want everybody to be able to see the voice and for it to just be clear on the screen. So I think the extra hours that I put into, you know, planning that all and getting it all together makes the eventual video a lot more understandable and a lot more watchable, because I don't have to explain that much, because you can literally see their voice on the screen and you can see where the notes are, you know, the notes that they're hitting, and then, you know, when they're doing vibrato and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, the videos do take me a lot longer. But anyway, and this is why when somebody requests a video on a particular person that might have passed away recently, I might already be in the process of planning out the next video, and sometimes I can start planning out the day before, especially if things are hectic. I know that I've got to try and squeeze in as much planning and, you know, as much of, I guess, the admin of the analysis videos, you know, putting all of these things together, doing the screen captures, doing the isolated vocals, having all the files ready to go, and then to stitch them together, and then, yeah, be able to put them into Final Cut Pro 10. So then I do a screen capture of that through Mimo Live so that we can see it all. But all of that, sometimes I start the day before. So yeah, it's pretty much a process. Once I start a video, then that's me going to be doing that video. And this is why, yeah, sometimes it takes me a little bit of time to get through to the messages that, you know, on a Monday and a Thursday, I have my admin days just to get through emails on those days and all the other messages, get them up to date. Because when I'm doing analysis videos, it's just a process that I'm just, yeah, constantly doing things, and I don't have time really to sit back and start answering emails because I'm constantly working. But anyway, yes, but thank you for that, Chant of the North. And the next donation has just come in from Karen for $5. So thank you for that, Karen. And the message is, hi Phil, just curious if you've been able to start watching Get Back yet, and if you would do a video on your opinion of it once you do. So thank you for that, Karen. And as soon as I've seen it, I will let you know. As I said on a live stream probably a while ago, my dad has got the DVD of it. And I did say that once he's finished watching it, then I'll watch it. But like I've just mentioned, is finding the time to sit down and watch it. That is the problem. So I will watch it at some point, and I'm sure, I think, the last couple of weeks have been quite busy. I mean, last week was really busy because I was doing the interview with Taj, and that was on a Thursday. Then I edited it, released it for the Friday. And yeah, it means that there's stuff that then kind of got clogged up because I was doing an interview and doing editing when I would normally be spending the Thursday doing admin. So yeah, I was a little bit behind, but I think I'm caught up now pretty much. I'd say I'm 95% there, and then I can get back into the video for tomorrow and then see how things are going next week, if I can find a bit of time to spend watching that. But the thing is, generally when I watch things, I don't really watch them, whereas I really do want to watch that. I mean, what I mean by that is I might have my laptop open and I'm checking emails or checking comments or just doing stuff on my laptop, and in the background I've got something. So for example, the Women's World Cup that's on at the moment, if there's a match on, I'll have it on the background or on in the background, so that I just listen out for if there's something that happens, so that if I do hear the commentator's going a bit crazy, I look up to see what's happened. And if you're watching something like the Get Back documentary, I'd want to watch it and not be looking at a laptop doing emails, because you want to be taking in all the information. So that's what I mean, that it's having a designated time to sit down and kind of watch the whole documentary. Obviously not in one go, but probably just getting that designated time to do it. But I will in the future, and I'll let you guys know when I have seen it. And it's possible if you guys want to see a video on here of me talking about it, then that's fine. I can do that if you want to. So thank you for that, Karen. Right, I think we are now up to date with everything in the PayPal window and in the Super Chat window. Thank you guys for that. And we are 15 people away from hitting tonight's likes goal to have Phil Jam number 30. And when I say we are 15 people away, 15 thumbs up. Each person only gets 1 thumbs up. So use it wisely, or just use it. That would be great. And try not to do the double click, because then that cancels it out. So you think you might have hit the thumbs up, but then it goes to a non-thumbs up. But anyway, we will keep an eye on that clock, because something that I wanted to do actually tonight was a riff of the week to make up, actually to do the same riff of the week that we did last time, which was number 73. But I can't remember I think somebody did get it correctly, but we might just do it again, because last time, the live chat room totally stopped. It didn't work, and that was just a YouTube thing, unfortunately. So what I'm going to do is load up, if I can find it, and this is something that I should have. Well, I just thought it might be quite good to do it, because Laura sent me through a message about it, and I should have maybe done it before. Riff of the week 73, like that. Click on that, and then I have to stop that and get the screen grab going. So we are going to be jumping into this, just a spur of the moment riff of the week. And let me get this organized so that it shows up on your screen. Oh, what's going on here? This is always complicated because I have to do a screen capture of another screen that's actually looking at YouTube. So I'm watching this on YouTube, actually on my own channel, and then doing a screen grab of it. But let's have a listen to this and jump into. And Barbara says that Cindy got it. And this is, from, I think Cindy did get it last time. But we'll have another listen. And I'll tell you what, let me get it up on screen so you guys can see it. For those of you who get the riffs by looking at what I'm playing with my hand, and not that anybody gets it like that, but here we go. And there we have it. So I can see that Cindy said she isn't going to guess it again because she got it last time. So I'm now going to keep an eye on that live chat room to see who's going to guess this riff. Or maybe if you just got a good memory, then you'll be able to remember what Cindy said last time. So it is an intermediate riff, meaning it's going to be a bit of... I can see, Mainframe says, what? A Phil ponytail? And yeah, this is, I used to do the riffs of the week on a Sunday. And yeah, Sundays I was always, what was I think I was teaching on Sundays. So I just always had a cap on when I was teaching rather than washing my hair. Yeah, and getting everything. I mean, that'd just take ages if I did that every time before I started teaching, because I'd be teaching all the time. So anyway, yeah, it's just a lot quicker for me to put on a cap and teach that way. And this on a Sunday meant that I could just quickly do a riff and upload it. So Mutt Francis says, "Fool for your lovin'," and I think I wasn't really paying attention there. I think that was the first correct guess. And obviously this is bypassing Cindy's correct guess in the last live stream. So Mutt Francis, David then afterwards said Whitesnake, which of course is the band. We need the name of the song. So Mutt Francis, "Fool for Your Lovin'," looks like that might have been, I'm just scrolling up through my live chat room to see. I can't see anybody else guessing the name of the song. So let's go down, and yeah, I think Mutt Francis was the first one to get it, and I can't see any other guesses coming through, so it probably takes a little bit of time to load, but congratulations to you. And Liz says, "I also guessed it." So let me see, going up if I can see Liz's answer. Oh yes, here we have, yeah, Liz says, "Fool for Your Lovin'," with the lovin' without the G, which is technically even more correct. So having a little scroll up. This is it. I think sometimes, somehow, in the live chat room, when I scroll through them, the comments appear at the top of the live chat room, even though I've already scrolled down. So yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for playing the riff of the week, even though it was a bit of a rollover from the last live stream. And it should be able to come back to me. And here we are. So we are on quarter to midnight. So actually what we'll do is have a quick look at the Phil Jam for tonight, number 30, because we have hit the target of 325 likes. So thank you guys for hitting that thumbs up, and we've hit it early tonight. Sometimes it's a little bit, touch and go as to whether we're going to make it or not, but we have hit that particular target. So 331 we're now at. By the way, if you're watching this on catch up, you can still hit that thumbs up. Every single thumbs up helps this channel to get out there, and for this live stream to get out there a bit more as well. So yeah, thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up. And if you want to get involved in between the live streams, you can hang out with all of the lovely people from, not all of them, but most of them, over on the Wings of Pegasus supporters group page. So you can join in with that group and yeah, get involved and join the conversation over there if you want to. So, right, we will maybe jump into the cover video for tonight. And I was going to look actually over at the Phil Jam track to see how long it's going to be. And this one, number 30, is 5 minutes and 16 seconds. So it is going to be a shorter Phil Jam for tonight, which means we do have a little bit more time, which is good. And I'm just seeing, because we haven't had a Phil tune in quite a while, and I can see that there have been actually some requests for the Phil tune over on Patreon, the library and the pub, which is the same thing. Also one for the fireworks, and another Phil Toon request over there. So what we'll do is we will go into the cover video. So let's stop that. Cover video, picture corner, Phil Toon, Phil Jam. That's the schedule that I've just created for tonight's live stream before the end of the live stream. So that's just how it's going to be. And let me end the poll. I think it's going to be... let me just click on this to make sure I've got everything that I need in order to get the cover going. Once I see the result, it's Give Me All Your Lovin', has 63% of the vote. So thank you guys for voting for that. We will jump into it, the ZZ Top Classic, obviously my version of it. I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you guys after. Rock! Hello, Phil here. Thank you so much for watching my cover of ZZ Top's classic, Give Me All Your Lovin'. I hope you guys enjoyed it. The names that you can see going up the screen here are the names of my patrons who I'd like to say a massive thank you to for their support and for making videos like this possible in the first place, and also making my analysis videos possible as well. But if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and if I don't see you at the next analysis video, I'll see you guys at the next cover video. Rock! And there we have it. Now, I don't know why I've set some of the videos, some of the cover videos, to fade in slowly, and other ones just suddenly come in. That just happens to be one that fades in really slowly and fades out. I don't know why that happens. I have to look at the settings to try and make sure that when I click the button, the video comes in rather than taking ages for you to actually see the video. Right, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that, and thank you guys for voting for that as tonight's cover video, and you guys over on Patreon, of course, for requesting it in the first place and requesting Don't Slow Down and pretty much everything that we look at during the live streams. So if you guys want to get involved yourselves, head over to patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus. That's where I am every evening. Even when I'm not here on YouTube with analysis videos, I'm over on Patreon, answering messages over there. You can message me directly if you want to. And as I say, it is the foundation of everything that I do. So, that is the place to go. Right. What did I say we were going to do? Picture corner next. Right. And this is going to be quite a quick picture corner, I think, because it's just the one picture from Connie B that we've had sent in. So let's have a little scroll down to find, I say scroll down, I mean you can't see what I'm doing, but I have to scroll down in my software to find where all the pictures are, and all the pictures are just one picture for tonight. So let me get this up on screen, and if memory serves me correctly, this has a message with it that I'll have to go over to Facebook to find. But thank you, Connie B, for sending this in. And Laura, who linked me to this, has also given me what it said underneath the picture, which I will read out. But as you can see, it's some guy on the right-hand side and some guy's CD. So thank you, Connie, for purchasing that in the first place. But the message is then and now. Phil's recent videos and the live stream conversation about time reminded me of this magazine cover. From April 4th, 1925, it features my husband's grandparents when they were new parents teaching their toddler to listen to the radio. The radio did not have a speaker, so they are using headsets. Avid learners, I'm sure they listen to whatever weather, news, radio dramas and music that they could tune into. So, or that they could tune in. I was trying to find it. I mean, this is, again, cutting edge technology back in 1925 of being able to listen to news and dramas. And this is the other thing that people used to listen, as you will know if you were of the generation that used to listen to radio broadcasts that had shows on. And when I'm talking, so thank you, Connie B, for sending that in. When I'm talking about shows, I'm talking about shows that you can't see, but it has all the sound effects going. So, it'd be like dramas and detective things, and they'd be speaking their lines. And what I see them doing, I saw when somebody was supposed to be walking like up a driveway, and they had some stones, and they were just, I don't know what they had. They're like, it's almost like putting a baseball bat into stones by the microphone so that it sounded like footsteps. But anyway, all that kind of stuff. It must have been great to put on some headphones and use your imagination to imagine what's going on. I guess it's the same kind of thing as reading a book, only that you don't have to read, you can just listen to it. So back in the day, where it was just all on the radio and you just all had to try and find it there. And I did used to have a radio that also had a turntable on it. I don't think it had a tape player, but anyway, I used to enjoy tuning in. And then I got a radio that did have a tape deck on it, and you could record the radio onto the tape. So I used to record songs from the radio, and that's another amazing thing, that you could record things from the radio and then listen to something again. So amazing stuff. I say amazing, not really compared to nowadays, the technology, how things have moved on, but certainly back in the day when I was a kid, that was amazing to be able to record songs off the radio. So anyway, let's keep everything organized for tonight's live stream. I know that we have hit the likes goal. You can keep on hitting the thumbs up. That would help. And I can see that in the live chat room, I mean, Jay says, what's a turntable? I mean, that's a great question. And this is something that Jay, I think, is messaged again saying stereo, but I think that's supposed to say stereo. So yeah, everything used to be in mono back in the day. And this is another thing about getting songs to sound well produced. Now that you've got a stereo field, you can move things around. But back in the day, being mono, you had to just try and, get things all to sit in its place production-wise. I mean, it's amazing what they did in the studios as well in order to get the sound coming out of that effectively one speaker, but from that mono setup. That's what was going on. So, yeah, all very interesting. And for those people that might not know what I'm on about, mono is your left channel on your speakers, stereo is left and right. So if you listen to anything in mono, and maybe you've listened to something and it's been an old recording and you think, why isn't it coming through the other ear? It's because it is recorded in mono. Mono's always the left channel. So that's just what they used to do all the time, because it would just be one channel that then, and if you did have two speakers, it'd just be mono coming out of both of those speakers. So yeah, you won't get anything kind of truly stereo. Now they're remastering things and making them stereo, and some of the mono recordings from back in the day. But sometimes, I don't know, I've listened to some of those and it arguably sounds worse when they've now split up the instruments as much as they can in the stereo field, and they've moved things around more. It means you've got more space in the track. But the good thing about the previous songs, sometimes, like, the whole approach of the wall of sound in the studios back in the day, of just filling in so much space, you got a lot of impact, because instruments would be recorded multiple times and then all tracked together and then put through that mono mix. You don't really get a lot of space there. So it's just kind of full on, but it's quite a nice sound. It's when you're used to hearing that particular song like that, and then you hear it remastered, and then, yeah, there's now kind of not as much impact, and there's kind of too much space in there. So, yeah. Ginny says, I agree a lot. I agree. A lot of them sound awful. So, yeah, this is the thing about sometimes just leaving it as it is, and not moving things around too much, and not overspreading the stereo field, because that's another thing that happens, especially with the remasters, is because it's almost like, just because you can do something doesn't mean that you should do that. So when they start to pull all the instruments so far apart, and you've got the drums kind of right in the middle, and it's like, well, now you've lost everything. You kind of want the drums all over. So I'd say, if you imagine taking that mono mix and just pulling it out ever so slightly, that's great, but not like hard panning instruments left and right. Most of the time that doesn't really work with the old stuff, but it's got to be so well done for it to work, because obviously the more you split those instruments up and the further you move them from each other, the more space you're going to have, and sometimes that isn't good. So sometimes it's great when you've got lots of instruments to place them in different positions, but especially with old, you can imagine with the old tunes where you might just have a guitar, bass, drums, the guitar gets panned maybe hard right, so that you can't really hear what the guitar's doing anymore. You're just getting loads of bass and drums and vocal, and sometimes even backing vocals are hard panned. So then when you listen to a remaster in mono, you can't hear the backing vocals because they've been hard panned to the right. So yeah, that's another problem. At least with mono, it didn't matter what you were listening to it through, you'd always hear a mix of the song with everything on it, because you couldn't help but hear everything, because it is all going to be coming out of your left speaker. You might get nothing out of the right speaker, but at least you hear everything. You're not going to lose a voice in the right speaker. So anyway, let's now get back to what we were doing. Picture Corner Fill Tune. Right, and it was the library that was requested. So I got a little bit sidetracked there, but we are going to jump into this fill tune, and then we're going to be going into the fill jam for tonight. So I'll catch you guys after this. Rock!
Guys, I'm so excited. I have just managed to get us an awesome gig.
Well, I do hope our definition of awesome coincide.
Well, I know a guy who works at a pub and he said we can play there this Friday night.
You know a guy. So far, to be honest, I'm on the fence about this gig. Persuade me. Where is the venue? Will I have heard of it?
The pub is called the Golden Guff. It is in Surrey. My friend has told me it will be amazing. We need this gig.
Well, it certainly sounds like a reputable joint. It's about an hour's drive, but I'm going to trust you on this. Let's book the gig.
We won't regret it. The place will be packed. I can't wait.
Wowzers, this pub really looks like a library. Hello there. Do you work here?
Yes, I do.
Yes, we do need help. Thanks for asking. We are the band who are playing here this evening. What is the plan?
Are you sure there's live music tonight?
Well, I ruddy hope so. If not, my bandmate has yet again stitched me up, as well as himself. So, who is in charge?
I am the only person working here tonight.
Well, at least we know, therefore it will not be busy tonight. Great. Where is the stage, and we'll start to set up?
Well, whenever someone has played an acoustic guitar, they have been sitting here, so you can play in this area.
Oh my guff heck of frig. You may actually notice there are tables and sofas in the way, not to mention just being a woeful position for music.
I'm afraid you'll have to move the table and sofas out of the way then.
Well, as I'm a musician and I want to play, I will do this manual labor in addition to the hour's drive. I also assume we are not getting paid for this gig.
That is correct.
At least you're holding up your end of the bargain. Well, let's get to work, guys. These sofas look like the heaviest sofas we will ever lift in our lives.
I'll leave you to it, and I'll make sure that if you need anything, I will be impossible to find.
Many thanks for following standard protocol. Great job, guys. It only took an hour and I think I've got a hernia. But I'm sure it will all be totally worth it and not a gig we should have declined. Just the person I was looking for. So, where is the PA? Is it quite heavy to lift? And also, how many channels does your mixer have?
We don't have a PA here.
Ha 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 ha. That was a fantastically great joke. Wasn't it? Or should I say, it better have been.
No, what you see is what we have.
That, I'm afraid, is sweet guffaw. Well, what do you usually do on live music nights then?
Jacob usually does all the band stuff. He's not here today, but I have his number if you want to talk to him.
That might be an idea. At least every last detail of this gig has been meticulously planned by the venue, otherwise we could all look like absolute total amateurs. Hello Jacob, I'm Phil from the band that are playing at your pub tonight. Where is the PA? And the mixer? For the gig? Okay, so it's in your car. And you are in your car at the moment. And you're 5 hours drive away. Do you think this may be an issue? Considering we're playing in 45 minutes, you didn't realize what the time was? Oh well, that is a very acceptable excuse. I mean, how could anyone ever have foreseen these unlikely turn of events? Unbelievable. So here is the situation. The PA is 5 hours away. We have 45 minutes until we start. So this venue has quite truly rogered our collective bums in the guff.
Oh dear. I can't help feeling partially responsible for us being in this position.
Yes, I wonder why that is.
Just so you know, your friends and family are also just starting to arrive. They must have made the hour-long drive to support you.
Oh. Great. Well, as ridiculous as this sounds, I have purchased my own PA, so that if a music venue is retarded enough to not have any equipment, I have everything. It just so happens it's in my sister's boyfriend's van, who should be here shortly. So, it seems that you as a collective venue won't have egg on your face. You jammy dodgers.
I don't understand.
Oh, just that to the innocent onlooker, you'll look like you have a great PA system and are a great live music venue, when in fact you are actually a total load of rubbish guff venue. With no idea, and couldn't organize a piss-up in a brewery. Present location accepted. No offense.
None taken.
You are seriously mentally vacant. I'm going to slag off this pub to my family now. Bye.
And there we have it. So that was the real life story. And by the way, when I can't remember who it was asked about what is a turntable, this is something that I've assumed that was a question that was ironic, because a lot of people, especially a lot of kids growing up now, when you say about, for example, I had my dad's tape of Van Halen, the album, and listening to Eddie Van Halen, that's what I'd listen to. And then they say, well, what's a tape? And I thought it was maybe one of those questions, but just in case it was a serious question about what's a turntable, the turntable is what you put your vinyls on, like your records back in the day, which actually are now coming round again. So, and I always say about, when I was a kid that my dad would put them on, the records on, because, obviously me being young and, getting needles near, scratching potentially his record collection was not a good idea, or not something that he wanted to happen. So I was always supervised when he'd do that for me. So anyway, then I did grow up a bit so that I did grow up enough to then do it myself at some point. But anyway, that's what the turntable is. It's the table that turns the records. But anyway, there we go. I just assumed that it wasn't a serious question. And as Bella says, turntables are coming back. I mean, they are coming back, and I think they have kind of come back. It's now a cool, quirky thing to have, and a lot of bands and artists are releasing their songs on vinyl. So interesting how things at some point I think my haircut might come back. But I'll probably be long gone by the time that happens. But let's see. When I think the problem is that it's just growing the hair. I mean, it takes ages. It takes I think mine took like a year and a half, because it goes through this half-length curly phase where it just all curls up. And I don't know if you can see it. It's not really curling up, but I assure you, sometimes, especially when it's just been cut, it'll curl up at the sides and look a little bit funny. Anyway, let's get into tonight's Fill Jam. And I was thinking, actually, the end of the fill tune, that I should, literally, as it was finishing, I thought, I should have got organised for the Fill Jam while this is playing, but I didn't. So, here we go. Right, and because I know what's going to happen, it's going to be the do your seat to get it higher so people can see what goes on, and I cross my legs to make it a little bit more awkward for myself, but so at least you can see the guitar. So we are going to be jumping into this, and let me get myself over here, because yes, number 30, which is this one. Okay, and this is Texas Blues, Stevie Ray Vaughan type backing track in E, and this is from MJ's Backing Tracks and Studio. So that's the name of the channel, and that is MJ's, as in how you'd imagine it, capital M, capital J, apostrophe S, Backing Tracks and Studio. So there we go, and that's the guitar hopefully coming through. Oh, and by the way, I realised, a few people had said, my talking was quite quiet, and then when the song came on in a previous live stream, it was really loud. And I realised that for some reason my software that I use, which is called Loopback, which you can organise all of your inputs and your outputs actually on your computer screen rather than having wires going all over the place, that had been turned down to half volume, and I've got no idea why that happened, unless it was an update or something that then turned it down, because I definitely didn't turn it down to half volume, so that might have been the reason. Well, that was the reason previously. But anyway, the reason that I mentioned that is because of levels and all that kind of stuff. We never really know what happens here, but let's have a listen to this and let's see what happens. Hopefully I can hear it. Okay, I can't hear it. Okay, I can hear it. I think. Okay, right. How's that going? Good balance, maybe you a bit louder. Sounds good. It's hard for me to judge. I'm just going to kind of play. By turning up my guitar, I now can't hear the backing because it kind of stopped and did something. Yeah. Anyway, we'll play on. Yes! That was an actual ending that I heard where it was going and managed to just, busk out a little, what happened? Customary touch on the whammy bar there. But anyway, that was it. It's always a bit of a shame when the good backing tracks are quite short, and then sometimes there are some long ones that are just kind of a couple of chords that don't really have anything too much going in there, and then getting the levels, that always takes a minute or two, so by the time that we play through, but that's cool. Really nice chunky rhythm. Uh-oh. That's a bit of a stretch. Probably just... Probably do a little rundown there for the turnaround, rather than make it more interesting. So cool. A bit of a groovy backing track because it's got a bit of bounce, a bit of life in it. So yes, thank you everyone for hitting the thumbs up to get the Phil Jam for tonight. And it was quite a cool one. Maybe I have to make a mark of that one because it was so short, to maybe then do it again, maybe with a wah-wah pedal, I don't know. And at some point, I'll have to try and figure out the levels because, it's always a bit random. So it's better when there are longer backing tracks for the levels. But the problem I had there was because I turned up my guitar, which means that all I can hear now is all guitar. So then when we had the accents, or at least the breaks of like a bar, so it's like break 2 3 4 2 3 4. It's literally 2 3 4 2 3 4. Because my guitar was loud and the track was low, I didn't know what was going on there because it was silence. I thought, have we lost the track? But anyway, this is the thing. This is what happens when you just busk along to a track, see what happens. But that's quite a good one. Good fun. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me tonight. We're going to be calling things to a close now. And let me just mention this donation from Cindy that's come through for £15. So thank you for that, Cindy. The message is, hi Phil, I can't help noticing the mentally vacant girl in that Phil tune has an American accent. What are you trying to tell us? Laugh out loud. So thank you for that. And unfortunately, the voices that I could choose from, there weren't that many of them, and it was like English like man, English woman, American man, American woman. Reminds me of a song. But what else was there? I'm not sure. There might have been another option for an English man. And I think in the Italian cartoon, I had to choose the American man's voice. So that was like the only choices that we had. And that's why in that cartoon I had to say, you must be Phil when he's talking. He doesn't sound Italian. And then obviously my bandmate says he doesn't sound Italian. But then I say he's ruining the illusion or shattering the illusion. Or anyway, that's the only voice I had to choose from. So there we go. A bit of background information on the Phil tunes. So I'm going to be here with another video tomorrow night, and we're going to be live streaming on Tuesday night. As always, that's going to be 11 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. So if you are around then I will be live streaming. So it'd be good to see you live on a Tuesday night. But as I always say, have a great rest of your weekend. Try to stay as safe and as sane as possible in this crazy world in which we live. And I will catch you guys at the next one. Rock!